everybody. This is Sally. This is Sally on Camp Creek. Let me get in my chair. Well, Camp Creek's over there. I'm not really on Camp Creek, but I'm up on the hill. Camp Creek's over there. Actually pretty far over there, but there's a little tributary just over there. That's Camp Creek. That's what we call Camp Creek. Anyway, I am crafting. It's been a while since I've been on here. I tried all last week to make a video to show my progress on my beaded shawl and my footballs that I started. So it's been crazy, it's been wild, it's been unreal. Of course, you know, there's always got to be something. I tell you, life is so dramatic and crazy and busy and insane, and people are nutso. But God is good, and we persevere through the chaos, right? And yeah, so it's been hard to get set down long enough to do anything, to even work on handwork, you know. Anyway, so I made plum jam. Remember last year I made plum jam? I think I talked about it. Well, Saturday, my son and his sweetheart and all the kids and I went and picked plums. We have lots of plum, sand hill plums, I think is what they call them. We just call them sand plums. We have a lot of them. We have bushes. Big bushes will come up of sand plums. You're right. It's too loud. It's the air conditioner. I shall sweat through this, right? Anyway, we have lots of bushes of sand plums. And there's a bush on the north side along the highway, on the north side of the property, that has been there ever since I've lived here, I think. There's some bushes, a huge thing of them on what we call Mike's place, which is over there. And I had not picked plums in that bush since I picked them with my mother-in-law when I was first married. So let's see, I got married in 81. Yeah, so that's a while, but they were beautiful this year. They were that big. So sand plums are usually about the size of a cherry, small cherry, regular size cherry, but they have a big pit in them usually. On a good year, they're bigger than that. And on a really good year, they're big and the pits are small, so you get more meat. So anyway, they're sour and tart, and then the riper they get, the sweeter they get. And they grow on a thorn bush. That's why I have little scratches all over. My son said, well, this is what happened. Okay, my granddaughter came knocking on the door, and she says, Grandma, Dad wants to know if you want to go pull weeds. Because when they're naughty, they have to pull weeds. That's what they do for punishment. They send them out to pick up sticks or pull weeds. And I said, what? She said, Dad wants to know if you want to go pull weeds. And I said, well, I don't really want to pull weeds very bad. I was wondering what I did that I needed to pull weeds. I didn't pinch anybody. I didn't backtalk anyone that I could think of. I didn't know what I did. So I sent him a message and I said, I don't really want to pull weeds very bad, but I do need to clean out the hen house or something like that. He said, what? He sent back, what? I think. Anyway, he had told her to come see if I wanted to pick plums, and she thought he said pull weeds for some reason. So I got my hat on and my long sleeve denim shirt and my jeans, because I had my knee knockers on. I didn't have, it's too hot around here to wear jeans. And my boots, which was hard because I broke my toe, but I got them boots on because I know better. And I got my bucket and I stepped out the door, and my other granddaughter said, why are you dressed so funny? I said, you're going to find out. You're going to figure it out. Because when you pick plums, you're sticking your arms in those plum thickets, and they got stickers, so you wear a shirt. Also, they're known to be a great habitat for all kind of bee. Bumblebees, yellow jackets, red hornets, black hornets, yellow hornets, sweet bees, sweat bees, various kinds of biting flies, ticks. Also, that helps with the tick problem. You wear your shoes in case you meet a snake and you do the Watusi. Because when I see a snake, there's a dance that I automatically do. I don't know why we call it the Watusi. And yeah, I don't want to have sandals on. I've never seen a poisonous snake on this property, but I don't want the first time I see one to be the time I step on him with flip-flops on or something silly like that. So wear your boots. And she thought I looked pretty funny, and my water jug, because you're going to get thirsty, because it's going to get hot, because it's Oklahoma and it is July. So we picked plums, and we got, I've got the best pictures. My grandkids are all photogenic, all 6 of them. I think I just say that because they're mine, but I think they are. So we got really good pictures of them picking plums. And I do look a little ridiculous with my hat and my shirt and my jeans and my boots and my bucket, my pants tucked into my boots and all. But I don't really care. And, pictures of grandma can easily be deleted, right? So we got that done, and that was fun. We got a big 5-gallon bucket. And I rendered them down yesterday. The way we always did it was you pick the plums, and then we always let them set for a day, just so they ripen up and so they're easier to render, So, and maybe it was because my mom was tired of picking plums. I got no idea, but we always let them set. So there was some that were super, super, super ripe that I went ahead and rendered down that night. And then the day after that, I rendered the rest of them down. And yesterday I made jelly jam, gemelli, I don't know. It's not really jam and it's not really jelly, but it's what I make. So I have jars down in the cellar, but I didn't want to go down the cellar to get them. So we had to go get sugar. So I got a flat of jars, wide mouths. This is my favorite size for a jelly jar. And they were $16. I couldn't believe it, but that's how much I didn't want to go down in the cellar and get jars. But I'm going to have to because I had more juice than that. But I had to get sugar. So 10 pounds of sugar, it's almost $9 at Walmart. Crazy, crazy prices. Anyway, I made 2 batches. A batch will make 6 of these. So I just like these jars. I just always have liked these. I like the picture on them. You can't really see it, but it's got a picture. I just always have liked them. These are ball, of course, ball jars, wide mouth ball. So I got a dozen. That's 2 batches of jelly, which is 6 cups of juice and 8 cups of sugar, a squirt of lemon, and 1 package of Sure-Gel. But my neighbor told me, you better add another tablespoon of Sure-Gel. They tell you when you make jelly, follow the directions specifically or you'll end up with pancake syrup, or something. But you know how we old farmers' wives are. We're going to do our own thing. So last time I made jelly, my jelly was a little loose. Now my husband, he likes loose. He used to like loose jelly. But I like firm jelly. So he liked it loose. So that was okay for him. But I want it firm enough that because when you open it and you break that gel, I want it to stay firm under that and not get too soft. So I like it a little firm. So she said, add another tablespoon of pectin. And I use Sure-Gel original. That's what I use. So I did. So it's nice and this is just, it's cool, but it's not, it's still, it's going to get harder. It's going to get more firm. It's a good color. I think it's pretty. And it is not clear. on purpose. It's not clear on purpose. Now, when I was growing up, my mom pushed those plums through the sieve till she got as much pectin out of the seeds as she could, or as much meat, because she wanted it more jam-like. She didn't want the skin, because it's tough, a little, and of course not the pit, but she wanted as much meat, so she made kind of a jamish jelly. My husband's mom, she did the extra step of, after she rendered it down, she didn't squish her plums as much. She did squish them a little, but she didn't squish them so much as to push the pectin or the meat out. And she also ran them through a cheesecloth because her goal was to get as clear a jelly as she could. So when my husband was alive, I did that and I made him some really clear jelly. But I prefer the jelly with the meat in it because it's more tart. It's not as it's sweet and tart. The other is mostly sweet, but I like the tartness that you get when you push that through. That's just my opinion. So mine is kind of halfway through. I didn't work too hard to squish out the pectin because I didn't have my juicer out of the attic, and I was using just a colander, which I like to do because I got to go clear up there in the attic. Got to put the ladder down and climb up the ladder, crawl over to the stuff, dig it out. Anyway, I just didn't feel like I had enough juice to worry about it. And I like it that way, sort of in between jam and jelly. So I got that done, and it does taste good, and I got it writ on, see, sand, plum, and the date. Got 6 of these. That's 2 batches. So one batch will do 6 of these jars, and it will do that's 2 batches, and yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, so I got that done. And I have enough. When I do that, I render it up and then I measure it out 6 cups. And I put them in freezer bags. And I write on them, this is sand plum juice, the date, and it's 6 cups. And this year I added to that 1 package of Sure-Gel and 8 cups of sugar to make jelly. So that next year when I go to get it out, or this winter, I will like, oh yeah. Because let me tell you what. Sure-Gel decided that we didn't need directions anymore in the big old fold out that they used to have. No. Now you got to go online. You got to go online, which is a pain in the patootie, let me tell you. So I had some old Sure-Gel from a couple years ago. It still had the paper in it because I always read it every time. Because sometimes they change. Sometimes they change the recipes a little bit, or maybe the pectin's a little bit different. And so you gotta, you can't just follow the directions of 30 years ago because they might be different. So this was just from last year. And I'm guessing and hoping that they haven't changed the formula. And I did look online and it didn't say they had, but I couldn't find the plum recipe online. And really, sand plum is not really like plum. It doesn't work. It doesn't gel up like plum exactly. More like cherry, but not as firm as cherry jelly or preserves or jam. Anyhow, so basically that I follow the 6 and 8, and it did gel. And then I water bathed them in my awesome, wonderful canner up there that I got for, I don't know if you can see it. It's up there. Can you see it? It's over there. I can't see it. I can't tell if it's there or not. Yeah, it is. Oh, my head's covered. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, right there. There. Anyway, it's got a glass top and a rack and everything. It's the best water bather ever. And it's got a thing on top that shows you the temperature. Now, I can't see it because I can't see good enough. And if I take the lid off and hold up to the light, well, then the temperature's not the same. So anyway, but I love it. And so I water bath them. I put them down 6 at a time with 2 inches of water over the top. I let them come to a rolling boil, set the timer for 5 minutes. When it's done, I pull that rack up, let it drain for just a second, set them off on the table to cool. Some people turn them over upside down, and I have done that before, but I didn't this time. My sister swore if you didn't turn them upside down, it would make botulism or something. She was crazy. She had rules, but no, I do. That's what that does is it heats up that seal better. I think it makes them seal better. And sometimes I do it. I didn't do it this time. Anyway, so that's the plum story. We didn't get chased by any bugs. We didn't get chased by any yellow jackets or anything this year. One year, my sister and my best friend, I have two best friends that are just super dear to me. And we were all plum picking, and the bumblebees chased us. It was so funny. And we got in the pickup, but we couldn't get the window to roll up. We had this old blue pickup. I mean, it was an old blue pickup, and it was, on the floor and everything. And we was all piled in that, and we were going to the plum thicket. And we had our hats on, our shirts. We looked ridiculous, but we got out and we picked plums, and this big old bumblebee started chasing us and chased us. We ran around the pickup. Now, my other friend, she's kind of a skinny lady, but me and my sister, we're not. And we was running, trying to get in that pickup away from those bumblebees. We finally did, and we drove away. When we came back, and we picked the rest of our plums. But I don't know why that bumblebee decided to chase us that day, but he did. And I'm sure he had a good laugh. He went home to his wife that night, and he said, "Guess what I did today? I guarded the plum patch, and these three old ladies showed up to pick plums." Yeah, and I chased them off. I'm sure that's what he said. Anyway, that was Saturday. Monday, I made jelly. Made 2 batches. So I think of this that we picked, 1 5-gallon bucket, plus my hat was full of plums because my son, the bucket was full and he found some more. And he filled my hat up. And so if you see me somewhere out and about with my hat on and all the flies are buzzing around, it's because I couldn't get the plum juice washed out of that hat good enough, but that's okay. I've got that, and I think I got enough for 5 more batches that I put in the freezer. So you can just take one of those out, thaw it out, let it, cook, let it thaw out, and then just make jelly out of it. And then in the refrigerator, I have enough for at least 2 more batches that will have a little more meatier, more jam-esque, because it was the end of everything I processed. So, and I squished it a little more so I could get some of that. So I will make those up. I ought to freeze them because I think my granddaughters would absolutely be over the moon to make jelly. And plum jelly's not, it is hot, but if you do it right, you can keep everybody from getting splattered. And they have a lot of fun. They can wash the jars and prepare the jars and set them out and measure the sugar. And that's so much fun for them. So, and they need to learn to do it. It's important to learn these things. So I may save it until they get here next week. So now I want to make biscuits, but I'm not eating biscuits, right? Tell me, no, Grandma, no biscuits. Anyway, do you see that my camera hasn't fallen down? Do you know why? I took some clothespins and some packing tape, and I made splints for the legs of my tripod. It worked really good. Okay, so what have we been making? Sometimes you just want to work on a new project. And I have that urge right now, but I'm not gonna because I have so many things started. Oh, it's my chicken. It's not an emotional support chicken. It's just a Tractor Supply reject. It was on the floor over there. I picked it up. It usually sits on my bed. I had a crocheted apron on it, but one of the grandkids took the apron off. I think it put it on a stuffed animal or something. So I'm still working on this. This is my rose trellis shell that I'm doing. And I've got to do all the ties. I haven't done any of them. The pink is brighter than I expected. I'm coming in with the burgundy after I do this next row of brown. And this is done with an H hook. I'm thinking I should have used an I hook because it's feeling a little tight. And I'll probably continue to use the H hook because I don't want it to get wonky. But it's pretty. It's made out of red heart ombre. It's made out of cocoa, a burgundy, green apple, and jazzy is the pink. So I think it's pretty. It reminds me of a Persian tile. But I think that will be my Christmas. I most started it for my living room, but then I decided the colors didn't exactly match. But I do have a bedroom that has those colors, so I could use it in there. But I may finish it for my Christmas giveaway at my Bloomer Christmas. We always do a gift exchange. I like to make something just because it's my thing. So I may make that, and I need to start me an Afghan for my living room, but everything I look at isn't right. I know the right thing will happen if I just wait. So moving on. I have acquired some kids in my family. I've decided that they're mine. You know, when you're a grandma, you can just be grandma to anybody you want to. So anyway, so I went from having 6 kids to make something for to having how many? 11 kids. So that's only fun for me. So that's like, you know, I need no excuse at all to make something. So I wanted to make the boys. The boys all play football except for one of them, and his school they don't have football because he goes to a little country, kind of a small town school. Not a country school, but it's a small town school. They play baseball and they play lots of basketball. They don't play football. But he still likes football, and his daddy played football. So I thought, I want to make all those boys, because I need 6 of them, right? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wanted to make them a big football pillow. This isn't as big as I wanted, but this is what I found, and this is what I made. And then for Christmas, I want to give them a football, and I'm going to put a pocket somewhere on it and put the Christmas money in it. Because they're my grandson Isaac told me that they're all old enough now to get Christmas money instead of presents. Nobody told me that. He must be wanting to save money for something. So that was my plan. So I made these. So I started out. Now this is, I wrote it down, Storybook Crochet Football. Storybook Crochet's pattern, right? And it was really a good, and a tutorial. It was a really good tutorial too. But she made it small because she made it out of a little yarn. But I wanted mine big. And I got a bunch of them. But when I started out, this one looks pretty good. It's one of the better ones. When I started out, I had a lot going on in the background, and I was accidentally adding a row. Could be why my footballs look a little elongated. Then when I got home and I started looking at the pattern, I realized it. And so the next ones don't have a row. But I was trying to do the jogless seam in the back, and what I ended up with was, I don't like this at all. So her pattern was better. So, you know, I'm always doing that. I get a pattern, it's just like the jelly, and I think, let's add a little more pecked into that, you know. But I decided this looked better, even though the color, the change on this is, you know, not, it's less than perfect to look at. But other than that, it looks pretty good. And I really like this pattern. This was super easy and fun to make. And I wanted to make it out of blanket yarn, but I could not find blanket yarn. So this is Respun Thick and Quick Lion brand from Walmart. I think I talked about this before, like $6.97 or something. And it made 5. I still need one more. But do you think that my Walmart has this color? No, they don't have the brown. Now they have green. So I'm on the hunt for another skein of this. So I got these, and yes, they are all different sizes and shapes, all made with the same hook and the same yarn and the same pattern and everything. But that's how it goes. Like I said, some of them have an extra row somewhere in here. She did write the instructions down too, and that's really helpful. And I think it had timestamps on it too. So it was a really nice tutorial. I recommend it. It's so cute. I thought these would be fun to make for their beds and to put a pocket with money. It could also be for a tooth fairy pocket. But I thought I'd put a little note with some Christmas money in it. But I also wanted to put their number on here, and I may do that. Some of them don't have a number yet this year. So I thought I could just do cross stitch, because you can do that. Or maybe I'd crochet the number, and I may not. Hers has a cute little face, but all the boys are a little bit too big for a cute little face, so we omitted the cute little face. Like I said, I got 5 of those. I got to do one more. But they were fun, and I stuffed them with just a $6 bag of polyfill craft from Walmart. And actually, I would have been able to stuff all of them. But my granddaughter made a pillow this last week, and so she used some stuffing. So I don't think this is enough. So I'll have to get another bag, but that's not a problem. It's pretty cheap, and I use it quite a bit. And I could have stuffed these more. I kind of wish I'd have filled them fuller. But at the time, I was thinking I wanted them to be mushy. So I was stuffing and I was going like this just to see, Anyway, that's my Christmas pills. I have that done. I did start something kind of new, which is ridiculous. I know. I said I wasn't going to do that. But this is just a swaddling cloth style blanket. I'm going to use its Barnett blanket yarn, and I cannot remember what the name of it is. Why can't I remember? Raspberry Kiss. That's what it is. Raspberry Kisses. It's for my son's sweetheart's littlest girl, because I want her to like me, so I want to make her something. And she likes pink, and I tried a bunch of different patterns, but this is plain and boring, I know, but this kind of stripe is pretty, but it's fluffy. And my other granddaughter, who's kind of the same age, she likes comfort stuff rather than a pretty pattern. They're 3 and 4, and because I think she's 3. The other one's 4. So this is what it is. And I've got this much more. And what I'll do is I will finish till this ball is over. And then I will start another ball. And it'll be that big. And it'll just be a little blanket. She likes cuddly things. I was going to make her a poncho. But her mama thought she would like that better. And then for Christmas with the footballs, I'm going to make her, out of this, I'm going to make her a jellyfish, because I just think that jellyfish thing is so cute. And then I'll put a little pocket on it with some Christmas money in it. And I may make Josie one also, the little granddaughter that lives right here. They live on my property. I guess it's our property. They live on the farm. It's a family farm. So that'll be this. So then I got to think of something to make the girls, That could be an issue, because the other girls, well, there's three of the older girls. But they like stuffed things on their bed. One of the girls is a cheerleader, and like she does competitive cheering. And I thought about making her a cheerleading doll. The girls are all too old for dolls, quote, but they're not too old for stuff, stuffies. But I thought it would be fun to make the 3 girls a doll in their likeness, the 3 older girls to sit on their bed. My mom used to do that, and that was always kind of fun. And then I could put a pocket and put Christmas money in it. But I may think of something else. I may make them just get some more blanket yarn and make them a pillow of some sort. Haven't decided. But so here is my progress on my beaded shawl. This doesn't have the name of it. I can't remember. It's like evergreen something. I can't remember. But this is what I have left, where I'm down to. This is really interesting, fun yarn. And this is the progress. And I don't know if I can actually show it or not. This is turning out so pretty. This is for my son's girlfriend. She likes green. It starts out with this cold color, and then it goes into the green, as you can see. It's real pretty, and I think she will really like it. It's got lots of beads, like you can see, and I'm still working on it, but I'm going to be making progress. Anyway, that's all I've got. That's what I've been working on. I'm hoping to get some more stuff done. That's my plan. But life is crazy. Life is just plumb crazy. But my plan is to get more done on that, and another football, and that blanket done. That's my plan. So that's all I got. And tomorrow, maybe I will get another row of beading. And if I get another row of beading, then I will show it to you, because I think it's going to really start to bloom. The green is going to just really start blooming now and becoming showing more green, because honestly, I wanted it to be more green, but it's going to be really big too. But if you can see, I'm to the real green part. So I think another row, and I'm on a plain row, and then I will do a half beaded row, and then a full beaded row, and then a plain row. That's kind of the pattern I've been going. Oh, I forgot about this too. This is some more of Rena's, and this I just started. That's a virus. That's the virus shawl pattern. But this is Fiber Spider, who I just love dearly. This is the beginning of his slice of pie shawl. I wanted a crocheted shawl out of this Rena's thread yarn gradient. This is called Mountain Mist or something. I can't remember. But I wanted enough that I could use all the colors up. And this goes like so far. It goes miles. There's miles of yarn here, I'm telling you. I know it says that there's, I can't remember, 1,400 yards, but I think it's 1,400 miles is what I think. And so I wanted something that would use a lot of it. And so I found that slice of pie, and that's where you make an increased row and you do 3 rows of plain. You make an increased row and you do 6 rows of plain. You do an increased row and you do 24 rows of plain, and it just goes like that, and it makes this big wraparound shawl. So that's for me. And I may be the bottom of it, but I maybe won't. It depends on how much weight it needs. The beads help with weight because it's such light yarn. It's like string. It's like a plied string. And so far I have not had trouble until yesterday with any tangling. And yesterday my chair arm is rough, and it kind of rubbed it, and it broke the thread, and it kind of made a fray and made a tangle. So I had to cut a piece out, but that was my fault, not the yarn's fault. So I'm surprised, because usually thread yarn like that, it's not usually as sturdy as this is. This is really sturdy yarn for cotton, and it's cool, and it's going to be so pretty. I'm so happy with it. Rena, good job. Good job. And I'd like to order some more from her. I saw Bag O' Day had ordered some, and if you go on there and you use her Bag O' Day's code, Crystal has a code or something, I don't know. Just watch her video. I'm sure you can find it. You can get a discount. So if you mention her or something, she said something like that. So anyway, I gotta go. I talked too long, and you guys have a blessed day. God is good all the time. The world is crazy, but God is good. He is always good, and we don't have to be worried, do we? We don't have to fear. We don't have to worry. We just need to keep on crocheting and making pretty stuff. So see y'all later. Bye-bye.